It's time to get you in the know. September has begun and heading back to school. We're going to give you some of the weather details you need to know. Now for the Maritimes at Fredericton especially, we're looking at some pretty enjoyable weather. Hopefully some more enjoyable sunrises and sunsets just like this. Meanwhile, a little bit of chaos in Quebec. Strong, stormy weather on one of the last few days of August, although we're entering the month of September, much more copacetic. Sunny skies are expected. Now, as we head to Toronto, the C&E winding down and another gorgeous day is on tap for the conclusion of the C&E and for many the unofficial conclusion of summer. And a moose on the loose in Alberta. In fact, it looks like maybe we're running late for the first day of school and the mother guiding this young moose where it needs to be. And now we head to Coquitlam where the stormy weather was a factor on the final day of August, and looks like we could see some dry lightning igniting more wildfire concerns in this part of the country. We'll have those details coming up. But yes, it is the kind of time of year where we're looking at back to school. Three things to know, of course. Children are going to be at those bus stops, so please remember to be extra careful this week. Extra hydration is going to be important, especially for those in Western Canada with some serious heat. And in the east, late week storms are ahead. Here's meteorologist Nadine Powell to help break it all down. Of course, Nadine, it's back to school, and the weather is going to be quite interesting over the next few days across the country.
Yes, Matt, indeed. You know, I think a lot of people like September because we've lost, for the most part, the haze of summer. Yeah. It's nice and cool at night and the crisp, clean air. So it can be quite an enjoyable month. But yes, like you said, the kids are going back to school. Things are changing as we head through the next few days. What can we expect? Well, across, say, from the eastern prairies into eastern Canada, it's going to be an active side, on the active side for us. Meanwhile, the heat will be building in for us across the west. So all of those details coming up. But there you can see a snapshot of what we are looking at. Warmth and heat, BC, Alberta, as temperatures cool across the Great Lakes. And some areas will be relatively seasonal for us. But by the end of the week, we are looking at those temperatures cooling down across Ontario and into Quebec. So, Matt, what can the kids expect heading back out to school? Well, in Ontario, a couple of select cities, Tuesday, Wednesday, nice, so warm into the 20s, but by Thursday we do have some showers and thunderstorms rolling in. Matt, you showed us the chaos in Quebec there with some thunderstorms. You can see as we head through Montreal, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're into the mid-20s, but much like Ontario, we will get into some of that thunderstorm activity. And for Atlantic Canada, oh, this is quite nice. Next few days looking quite spectacular as we send the kids back out to school, Matt. But things are changing as we head across the west.
That's right. We have certainly some interesting temperature storylines in that part of the country, Nadine. We could even potentially be breaking an all-time national heat record for the month of September.
Yeah, certainly so, especially into BC, Alberta, where we could be looking at those temperatures in the 30s for us. So it looks like although summer is unofficially done, meteorological fall has begun. Mother Nature doesn't know that because we are looking at those temperatures quite hot for us. So Vancouver, for instance, the upper 20s, into Victoria as well on the warm side, but we get into those 30s, even Whistler. When we hear Whistler, we think of snow, but that is definitely not the case for us as we head through this week. And you can see as we head across the prairies, Matt, we will be sizzling. Edmonton into the upper 20s for us. And look at that, Calgary, Matt, 30 degrees on Wednesday. But the divide comes in once we head into the eastern prairies. We're looking at rain and cooler temperatures in Winnipeg.